And we're here.
All right, guys, we're back. You heard it. That's right. We're here.
We are alive and well.
Welcome back to the channel, getting you on the grind and improving your mind in every single video that we do. So, guys, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel before we begin. We're going to go into part 2 of our one of 2-part series of Our Cops Bad, basically. It's on Jubilee. We're going to be reacting to the second half of the video right now. So, without further ado, by the way, leave a comment in the comment section when you view this on playback, or if you're in the live chat, make sure you say something, leave a comment, let us know what you think.
Say
so
hi.
let's get right into it.
Yeah,
And
let me bring it up. I
just
had
like that.
again, like in the first stream that we did for this, I have the link to the video in the description. So if you want to watch it on your own time, also do that as well. But let's get back to where we last were.
Now that I'm an adult, because I'm a felon, because of course that, escalated into more things like getting marijuana. And marijuana was hella illegal back then. So I'll be damned if you guys mess with me like all over again. And that has happened to me.
I get it.
That's why I got road flares in my car. That's why I keep like a kit. You know?
I get it.
I cross all my T's and dot all my I's, dude.
Criminals who commit violent felonies don't deserve certain legal rights.
So, since we are hosts here, let's answer it first because we need to show our intelligence here.
Yeah.
So, what is the prompt again? Something about felonies.
Yeah,
criminals who commit violent felonies don't deserve certain legal rights. Yeah, who commit violent felonies don't deserve certain. Okay, I think I can get behind this.
I could,
depending on like pedophiles should just fucking die. So I guess we can start there.
Same.
I mean, to harm children in that way, knowing that they're under 17, 16, 15, 14, like, that's just cruel and unusual punishment.
Yeah,
and these kids are innocent. So I mean, like, think for like pedophiles, I think you should just take away everything, possibly
Even
their
their
life.
life?
Possibly their life, especially people who are repeat offenders and know what they're doing and like just know how bad it is. It's just disgusting. But
Yeah.
And then like people who just kill a lot of people, like just double, triple, multiple serial kill, like homicide, like just psychopath you're not voting, bro. You can't vote. You killed so many people.
You can't own a gun. You can't do anything.
You killed so many people. You just can't vote.
Yeah, I know. I believe that, certain people who do these types of things, they don't deserve to have any type of legal rights. I mean, certain ones that I feel like
it depends.
is
Court of law.
necessary.
Hold on.
Yeah, I feel like it also depends on the type of felony that it is. Maybe you could take away certain rights depending upon the thing that they had done. Like if they shot a bunch of people, they shot a bunch of kids, let's say,
Right.
and they're still alive. Then their Second Amendment right should be taken away from them, and also not being able to vote and stuff like that. I feel like using that as just as an example. So I feel like depending on what it is, I feel like taking those specific rights that relate to that is definitely good, and also the right to vote as well.
Right, but let's see what the cops and the ex-convicts have to say about that.
Yeah.
Violent felonies don't deserve certain legal rights.
You know what? I'm sorry, I can't do this.
Yo, this dude's walking away.
No more. It's not making any sense. The questions just don't make sense to me. Like, I can't really get my point across how I want to. The questions are kind of like reversed. Like it's like you're asking the question, but you kind of. I can't do it.
I totally understand.
I can't do it.
You can always share whether you agree or disagree.
Dog.
I can't be on camera doing it.
I totally
I'm trying to
understand.
get my point.
Yes, the guy has spoken. He is exiting the show. He just can't handle it. Some people are just not meant to be on camera, to be asked some questions that they just can't handle. It's not for everyone. My advice is just don't sign up for these kind of things if you know you can't handle this kind of stuff. Right?
Yeah. Like, I mean, yeah, no, he's correct. I mean, like he is correct that, like, they were constantly talking over each other. They were, getting loud and, becoming a little emotional on both sides. And no, I feel like he's right. I feel like he has the right to walk away if he feels like it's.
I mean,
this experiment isn't going the way that he feels like it should be. So, like, if he wants to get a certain point across, but he can never get it across because everyone else is just bickering and fighting and being loud, and he's not really able to get a say in it all. And I honestly, if he wanted to walk away, that's perfectly
He's
fine.
not
with me.
in
I
being
don't
held in
see-
prison no
yeah,
more. He can walk away now.
I don't see any problem with him doing this. I think it's perfectly okay.
Across at the police.
He said, "Fuck."
You know what I mean? But I can't do that.
Yeah.
Like I can't do that, and I can even get my point across. There's no point in me being here.
So it,
Why'd you agree to do it then?
can we?
I feel like the reason why he wanted to do it was because he wanted to get a certain point across, and he wanted to show a specific side of like on the comic side, but like I guess depending on like how the prompts are and how everyone is just how the conversations have been going, he's not feeling it. He just doesn't feel like it's necessary.
He's
or,
like, nah,
worth
my girl's at home. I
him-
gotta go smash. I can't be here.
Yeah, something. He just doesn't like how it's going, so he's dipping out, which I commend. I commend. I don't.
Hey, do what you want.
Like
I
if
don't
he
know.
doesn't like if he doesn't want to be there, then he doesn't have to be there. He doesn't have to
Freedom
stay.
of choice.
Yeah.
Which we
If he
believe in,
feels
so,
like
yeah.
it's not,
Jubilee
if it
sucks
wasn't
anyway.
worth-
Whatever.
if he doesn't feel like it's worth his time, then he shouldn't be there.
We take a smoke break then?
Smoke break.
Oh, I can? Oh, yes.
That's how you know. it's
I
authentic.
fear
That shit would
the
happen.
other side.
Wait, did he come back?
Oh, I guess so.
Oh, he came. Oh, man.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So much for all of that.
Liar. He's a liar.
Well, they probably since they
Why
did
he
like
lie? If I say I'm walking out, if a man says he's walking out, and then he's like, "Oh, actually, I'll come." Man, you ain't a man of your word, bro. Come on. You guys, when you guys say, when men talk, when we state statements, we gotta make that true because that's just we gotta be men of our words. If you say you're gonna leave, I think you should have just left. Like, oh, I'm out of here. Just leave. But then he's like, oh well, now everyone's just like, oh, this guy. Now his reputation is destroyed, and now all the cops are like, huh. So I guess we'll have to see where it goes.
yeah, because they must have had because they did a smoke break.
They please don't
Smoke break.
please don't
So
leave.
they must have said
Yeah, they
something to keep him there.
Yeah.
So
Behind the
know.
scenes, who knows?
yeah.
Step forward if you agree.
Oh, and we have to also talk about that too. We have to give our opinions. Which was I fear the other side, meaning like the convicts fear the cops and the cops fear the convicts. Could be, I guess, and depending on where.
They both fear each other
where,
to certain degrees. Yeah.
Yeah, they fear each other.
Cops don't want to die.
Cops don't want to die from criminals, and criminals don't
Want to go to jail
wanna
or
go to
die
jail.
from
Or-
cops.
Yeah, or die
So
from
no one
cops.
wants to die. So yeah, mutual.
Yeah,
I think it's part of their job to put fear in us, but it shouldn't. Every time just for a traffic ticket or just being stopped on the street, it was always like guns drawn right away. And every time they point their guns at me, especially towards my back when I'm not even looking, like it just gives me this fear. Like, and then not only that, they like to manhandle you. They like to like grip on your knuckles when you already know the procedure. I spread my legs and I try to do everything right, and they still try to manhandle you each time. They try to like hold you so you could react and do something. It's like that it's like their job is to incriminate us. And for every traffic ticket, it was always like I always had my driver license, my insurance. So every time they would come at me, I'll start cursing them out. Like that was me. That was my whole from ever since I turned 18 to I was like 30. I was just cursing them out every chance I get, and I'll love it because they'll give me a ticket each time, and I'll be like, okay, like I don't care, like I'm paying for my freedom, and that was the cost of my freedom. But I did fear for my life each time. Every time like they manhandle me and talk down to me, all I would think about was my kids. Like them, if my kids wanted to see how these people act, because my kids look up to me, but to see the cops like act this way and then laugh about it, who are these people? Like they bring fear to the community. They don't bring any peace or nothing like that.
It's
Damn.
like he's got like I understand where he's coming from. Well, I haven't lived it, but like because even if like let's say like someone like you and me get pulled over, so, you get that like a little adrenaline pump because like the lights go on, the sirens go off.
Yep.
the
I'm not
siren
gonna
goes
make
off,
it. I'm not gonna
and
make it
you're
home
just
now.
like, oh shit.
Yep.
you
They're
know,
gonna get me.
But like sometimes you don't have you don't like initially have that like fear like, oh, I'm fucking dead, like I'm gonna die, like but like you do feel some sort of adrenaline rush and like some sort of you start to feel weird and start to get hyperactive and stuff because like you don't know what's going on because it's such a it's a crazy thing. But yeah, let's hear what someone else has to say.
And that's how I grew up. I grew up with so much aggression towards the cops, like so much aggression until I realized, I I'm not who they made me to be.
I have a dangerous job, just like how you have children. I don't know if everybody has children. I want to go home to see my children, so I don't necessarily fear the other side. I just fear what could happen if I let my guard down while I'm doing my job. And that's it. Once you start off aggressive, I kind of have to match that because in the back of my head, why are you being aggressive? I have to understand, hey, he's being aggressive for some reason. I don't want to die. I don't want you to die. You don't want to die. I would hope that you don't want me to die. And we just meet in the middle right there.
Yeah, actually, back then I would hope a car hits them or something because the cops will come out with their guns drawn. It wasn't even know like I'll just be spooked and once they come to me, I'll be like, you mother, like I'll just go off on them.
In my younger days, like I never just pointed my gun for no reason, but I was, what the, what, oh, whoa. Now it's like, oh, okay.
I mean, it's just interesting how all you guys stayed back there and didn't come. And I think you guys decided to come and show that you do have fear, but I don't think you guys really fear us, the way we fear you. You keep saying that it's not you, and he's going to keep saying that it's not him. So who is it? Nobody?
As if it's black and white. Do I fear you? No. I don't even know you to fear you.
I signed up for the fact that one day I'm going to get shot. And 20 plus years ago, I couldn't agree with you more. I totally understand that brutality and how we treat people. We treat them like I get that. Fast forward 25 years ago, because of all that treatment that we did, now you have ambushes. You got situations where suspects, people are coming up with cops and just executing them. And so when the prompt says, do I fear the other side? Well, yeah, I mean, the other side is someone who wants to take my life out and doesn't even know me. And I suppose that's a consequence of what happened decades ago where we did treat people like
I just had to say this straight. Let's be clear. What we're hearing right now, there's trauma, right? And
Yes.
this is triggering.
Oh,
Right?
absolutely.
And so what we're going off of our reality, what's happened and what continues to happen, it causes us as human beings to become defensive. It causes us to become protective. It causes us to become things that we're not.
But it
we weren't
shouldn't.
born to, and it shouldn't.
It shouldn't.
Exactly.
Like I should not have to
Exactly.
stay inside my house and become
That-
an
and I heard
introvert.
him.
And it's like, why can't I enjoy my
I don't think that has to do with COVID though, but it brings that up though.
freedoms? I'm a tax-paying American. I mean, I know I'm a felon and I can't have certain, rights, but when does my fear of you guys impede me from living my life as a free American?
I'm only 30 years old, so I'm dealing with the consequences of what people have done in the past. But it's like, I'm not like that. So it's like, I get the trauma, but it's also like, I'm trying to change it. Allow me to change it.
Yeah, you know what? I do have to say something like the cops from the 90s are very different from the new cops because now they got a whole bunch of different races. Before, it was mostly whites. Yeah, so that's what I had to deal with in the 90s. But now it's a little different. I could say that.
Can they disagree a step forward?
Yeah, the
Trauma is
man, shit back in the day. The cops would do back in the day. They fuck people up. Just
I just want to
because.
say that Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is one of my favorite games on the on the PS2, and I understand what CJ went through because I played CJ.
Oh shit!
Here we go again. Like, when I was CJ and because that video game is like could be applied in real life. When CJ was on the streets, the cops, Officer Tenpenny kept bothering him on the street. I'm CJ. I'm trying to complete the mission. I'm trying to go to Smoke's house so we can do the mission. And Officer Tenpenny playing Samuel L. Jackson's voice. He's like, "Yo, where you going?" And I was like, "Yo, man, I'm just trying to go home." Like I was just trying to do my thing. But yeah, I get it. So yeah, the 90s was different. Rodney King, all that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
cops still
terrible.
treat people like shit depending on what the cop is.
Yeah,
But I think a lot of cops are just trying to do the right thing.
Yeah, I feel like it's changed, and I want it to change for the better, and I want it to change. I wish I can just have it change right now, but that will never be the case. It'll never change quickly. It always take time, and so we just have to hope and pray that we can get to a point where it's not as much of an issue. But the problem with that as well is the flip side is because of all the shit that happened back then. It has caused trauma and fear on the other side, and on top of that, emotionalism and just how crazy the world is now. It doesn't help. And so as much as the cops want to, be better and do better, a lot of these people that are, I guess that are in that, I guess, spectrum of, being convicts or whatever, and they have this victim like mentality, they don't care if you're trying to do better, because they have this trauma, they have this fear, and that they will, if they need to kill you, they will. Like, it's just, it's sad. It shouldn't be like that, but it is. It's just the reality of it.
Forward.
I agree with this gentleman here about the job has danger factors. Coming across people out in the field and patrol, I didn't fear them because I treated them with the utmost respect, and I treated them the way I would want my family to be treated if they were on the other end being stopped. I've had arrestees after going to the jail and processing them, get them food, whatever. A handful would say, you know what, thank you for treating me with the utmost respect.
I live in anxiety every day. Every time I see a black and white cop car,
I get it.
every time I see red
I
and
get
blue
it.
lights,
I totally
a
get it.
uniform, I hear a little too much keys. I hear I just don't, little noises that come with your guys' uniforms. I sat up here for 15 minutes and was going to turn around because I did not want to be in a room with 4 people that wore that badge.
No.
And it's come to that much
The
of
heat
a
is
broken
real.
trust because I am the most friendliest human that you'll meet. I trust everything, even a stranger walking. Soon as I see a uniform,
Nope.
I'm totally guarded, and I live in anxiety because of it. Me, with my parole, I could show license, registration, insurance with a smile. Oh, why you got a parole till 2036? Step out of your vehicle. Next thing you know, my little tiny belongings are on the side of the curb and it's not even getting put back together.
Goddamn.
I don't want to
man.
win a trip.
A trip on the rocket ship.
A trip on the rocket ship, getting up, getting lit. U.S. Army, no.
Oh no, can't be me.
And then I'm late for work. Now I got to explain to a job that hired a felon why I'm late because someone had a pissy day and they saw that I had a parole date. If you don't know my trauma, I don't expect you to evaluate it. But I don't expect a tough tone either, because it might trigger me, and then we both gonna be all types of bitches. What?
Totally get you.
So
What I want to know is how you guys feel about that we're scared of you guys.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Because how do I gauge that? I don't know. I guess I have to continue to ask questions, this and that, third. But I'm like, why the hell? I'm just talking to you. Like, if I saw it, like I said,
Because you can only put an animal in the corner for so long before they fight back. But I think that's what the police wants. I think that they want a war. They want us to fight back. Because I wanted to fight back so long
Well, the Biden
until I
regime
realized.
definitely wants us to fight each other. I can say that. I think the Biden regime wants us all to kill each other.
The U.S. government itself just wants us to fight each other forever. It's
and
just,
they want us
it's
to
just never ending.
They want us to
It's
pay
been that way
taxes and
forever.
die, and that's it. Like and sedate ourselves.
And like, what's funny nowadays, especially, is like a lot of the cops don't just do the job because they like, they want to, help the city or help whatever town that they're, being a cop in. They do it for the money. Like, cops usually they get like really good benefits. They get really good pay. Like, I mean, the only thing I feel like that might suck is that, they'll have to do like late nights and stuff like that, and they, but like cops otherwise, like, they get pretty, as far as what I'm aware, of, they do pretty well for themselves monetarily. And I know a lot of people that, coming up when we were growing up, that wanted to be cops. They didn't just only do it because that they, wanted to clean up the city or whatever. They did it because that they knew it would be a good job, and they get, good benefits, and possibly retire early and stuff like that. Like, a lot of these people that are cops nowadays, they don't want to hurt anybody. They just want to do their job and just get it done and clock out. Like, it's nothing. They don't want to. A lot of them don't want to be crazy, and
They want to call out.
they don't want to like hurt anybody. They just want to do their job, and like I said before, the whole trauma thing. So if the convicts or whatever, the people that are getting in trouble, if they're emotional and they're going crazy because they have the trauma of like of the past, right? Then then they're on guard and they're all going crazy, and then these guys are just like, wait, whoa, chill. I'm not gonna hurt you. No one needs to die for no reason. Like, I don't want to kill you. I don't want you to kill me. Like, we're cool. Like, everything's fine. But everything's just how it is.
As I wasn't that person, and I had to just go my way, like follow the path that God gave me, and and I had to leave that alone. But I did have a uglier path that I was gonna follow. But it's like, you know, the cops. It's like you guys make yourself our enemy.
I don't enjoy conflict.
Well, I'm telling you, we're all scared of you, and everybody I know is scared of the police.
When you interact with me or with any of you guys, I'm going to understand who you are as a person. And it kind of back to what I said about energy with energy, you know?
But if that was the case, I mean, we don't really fear you. We're not scared. I'm not scared of you one bit. If I had a gun, we could both go at it. We'll do a duel or something like that, and we'll be even. Other than that, I'm not scared of you guys. But just the fact that a lot of times we don't have guns, we don't have knives. Like you guys think we're ninjas, that we're just gonna throw a knife or a fork and it's gonna land in your eye, and then you guys, that's not how we live. That's not the reality that we.
That badge gives you guys all the power.
What community are you from? Because I hear twang.
Tennessee.
Okay, so where do you police?
Tennessee.
You police in Tennessee?
Mhm.
So do you police in the community you grew up in?
I do.
Okay, so out here in LA, it's pretty different. Okay, our police,
Right.
like the beat,
You're not
they
LA. Move.
Yeah, no, get out. Get out now.
Get out before the riots start
Yeah,
again.
please stop.
might live there for 25, 30 years
Fucked up.
and live over here now because they've made it out. Or they might actually come from somewhere they wanted to police, but they send them to Long Beach. You know, so
Long Beach.
a big factor is that badge that you put on, you took the responsibility to know that I don't trust you. We can have commonalities. I probably can't have a commonality with you, even if you said that it was your passion, other than if we could get to the way above you, because you're like the bottom of the trickle effect of the system.
Mhm.
I need friends way up
Absolutely.
there. Once you put on that uniform and that badge, for me, I'm on guard no matter who you are.
You're 100% right. We have a lot of work to do. Shows like this, us coming together and having this dialogue, it's only going to try to get us, you know, not only just to middle ground, but to treat each other as humans.
Can't argue with
So
that.
we have a lot of work to do. I totally get it.
You know, this guy, this guy, how he looks, he just gives me that like evil cop vibe from like a show, from like a I don't know. Like, just
he's the bad lieutenant.
yeah,
Like,
he
you
just looks like
motherfucker,
he just looks like a bad cop guy. But like when he's talking like this, like I'm like, I can get behind this guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm like, but wait, his face just doesn't compute.
He definitely steps on praying mantises. I am pretty.
Come on,
I'm
man.
pretty sure he steps on praying mantises.
I agree.
Policing is necessary.
Yeah,
Of course they're gonna.
like, well, yeah, like policing.
And yeah, because then the lieutenant's gonna see this. He's like, oh
'Cause,
really?
Policing is necessary because without rules, then it's just chaos, right? You need to have some sort of rules, but it also needs to be just, and it needs to actually make fucking sense. Because if it doesn't, then what the hell's the point? Like, and the problem is sometimes when you have a police force and you give people authority, they can go crazy, which we've talked about in the first part. But like it is necessary, and it works well on paper, just like everything. But when you put it into into the real world, and real people are doing these things, and everyone's got free will, some things can go bad, some things can go wrong, but some things can also go right. So policing, I feel like, is necessary. Maybe not to maybe not a crazy amount, but like just a basic amount. Like maybe for certain things you can increase, like how super enforce certain things, but
Right.
basic policing to me is fine.
Policing is necessary.
Oh, you don't do his whole
I
life.
agree with y'all.
Man.
I agree.
I love how the chick that's like, if I see you with a badge, I'm fearful.
Now she's like, oh yeah, I need you.
is gonna
I
be
need
over there.
him.
I need him.
Because I was kidnapped, raped, and tortured.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh.
true.
And it was an off-duty LA sheriff officer who was out of jurisdiction playing softball.
Me too.
It was during payphone days.
That was
He saw red flags. He was policing. He did his job. He noticed damsel in distress, I guess, and he called local authorities, and the gentleman got a double life sentence due to the horrendous crimes he committed against me. So I do believe that policing is necessary in certain perspectives. However, I'm going to be biased. I think that y'all don't need a police drug me. No. So I do believe that there is a reason and a purpose for your positions.
I'm sorry that happened to you, and I'm sorry that happened to you. I'm a parent, and I have a daughter. I have a mother. I have a sister, and I would never want anything like that to happen. And what you went through was horrendous, and we have checks and balances in place for that. Moving forward with a lot of transparency, I think there are a lot of changes in regards to issues with that. Like I said, I mentioned earlier, I personally arrested 2 of our own officers working internal affairs for the crimes that they committed.
I feel like internal affairs are very necessary.
You know, people don't
because
realize that.
shit like that can go.
People don't realize, and we say this all the time on this channel, is that most, whether it be police, whether it be your average grocery store, your company, everything's corrupt to some level, to some degree. Even if like everything's perfect at a company, but someone stole a pencil that wasn't theirs, there's always some kind of corruption. There's always something going on behind the scenes. Best thing you could do is try to identify and be smooth and identify what's going on in the company. How can I navigate this to the best of my ability so I don't get caught up in some bullshit? Just be aware. Just be careful. Wherever industry you're in, there's always some corruption going on. Always something. Just be aware, because human nature is human nature. And you can't really you cannot 100% control corruption.
Yeah,
you can participate in it and become the corruption, but to stop corruption altogether is very hard, because people can be very sneaky and smooth, and that's a whole other topic though. But
yeah, any type of institution will have corruption. So
yes,
it doesn't matter if it's police, if it doesn't matter
internal affairs,
yeah.
especially the CDC. Oh, did I say that? Oh, okay, sorry.
The FDA,
yeah,
WHO,
everything.
All of them.
It didn't go over well, but it had to be done. And those are the checks and balances of transparency that these agencies have in place. So
we are not a healed race of humans. We are not in a healthy place. We haven't been in a healthy place probably ever.
Yeah.
But we have to get there. It's not working. It causes more harm than it does good. Because even if 100 police officers do good, it takes that one to do something so atrocious, so bad, that it just wipes all the good away. And it shouldn't. Right. And it shouldn't, but it does. Yeah. Hungry people are going to steal to eat. And that's the thing. We're not looking at the root causes of stuff. Yes, the 4 of you, what I'm hearing, you sound like really good human beings that have a job or chose a job to, maybe you wanted to protect and serve and whatever else, and knew that there was bad things that happened. You want to help with that. I understand that. And it's true. But it gets lost and it gets murky when we continue to see the things that happen.
Yeah, no, she's right. Like,
yeah,
like, we don't try to solve really a lot of the root causes of certain things, like people stealing, and it's because they're poor, and because the reason why they're poor is because of how the system of America is. They don't have money because either they're not getting paid enough, or they lose their job, and they are in debt because they have medical bills, and food is so expensive, shit like that. Like it's just a whole big fucking cycle that no one's trying to fix. And so people that have weak mindsets, do terrible things, and it's just a whole big fucking sucks. It's just terrible.
Policing is necessary, but it depends on how you police.
I do believe y'all need to be policed as well, though. I believe that you as police officers spend way too much time policing us and not enough time policing each other. And on all the videos, 100% has shown the facts of what partners do. They stand by, they don't police each other. They don't say, hey, stop, bruh. Hold up. My homeboys, if I'm acting a fool and they know my felony, they're going to stop me. They're going to say, get back over here, Bonnie. Calm yourself. You got too much to lose. All the videos where there's one gone wild,
we don't do that.
Not policing each other.
Right. So to your point.
Senate Bill 2?
Yeah. Well, not only that. Yeah. So yeah, they just enacted duty to intercede. Or intervene. Right. So yeah, right now you act a fool and you start acting up, and your partner's there and you just watching. That's not going to cut it. You're going to get jammed up and probably get terminated. Me personally, look, in my 25 years, I spent about 12 years in discipline. So I worked internal affairs and I prosecuted cops. So I'm 100% with you. I don't think any of us here would like to have a bad actor or a liar, or a murderer for that, or a rapist, or, so that in it itself it's just not tolerated whatsoever because we're trying to do what's good. Is police needed? For me, on a personal note, I had a sister who was molested and raped when she was young, my older sister, and she got heavily into drugs. She's a 27-year veteran of meth and ended up getting arrested. She ended up having to go through the system. And, you know, I suppose at one point she got drug diversion. But all those years that she did drugs, it really affected her physically to the point where she ended up getting ovarian cancer. And so 2 years ago, I lost her to terminal cancer. My nephew, her son, the apple didn't fall far from the tree. He also committed a lot of crimes. And you know what? If it wasn't for the police arresting him and going through the system, he probably will be dead right now. Right now, he's at he committed crimes out here in Los Angeles, and he's now over in another state where he committed more crimes.
Yo, California, you guys need to chill.
You guys are great, like at one point in
Please.
human history, but you guys, Lord, you're just so horrible.
Please,
California is literally Gotham City now.
Yeah, California needs to fix itself. I mean, the whole country needs to fix itself, but especially you. We see you. We are watching you, California, and you're going fucking bananas. So stop.
I'm never moving to California. I don't care how hot your weather is.
Yeah, I don't care. I'd rather go to Florida than go to California.
Or Texas.
And now, luckily, thank God that he's actually going through the systems at a halfway house. Has been sober for I think over a year. So the police, for me, not just internally for what I did, but it's super necessary for others.
Who disagrees?
I like how it's I like how it's that guy and the other one that has all his T's crossed and his I's dotted.
Right.
This is the ones that don't agree.
I mean, we do need policing in a way, but not this type of policing. No, that's it. It's just this is not it. We need to find another way. You know, and you know, I don't mean to be funny, but I'm pretty sure you guys, if you haven't seen the movie Judge Dredd, I mean, they get to the point. They don't take nothing personal. They do their job. They get spit on. They get talked back. And the cops just do their job. Well, they're judges, but not cops. But they just do their job. That's it. Nothing personal. It's just business. Because it is a business. Because everything that has to do with the police either has something to do with money or money comes out of it. But that's it. You just got to take the personal stuff out the equation. I think we'll be all right. And I mean, compassion, it goes hand in hand, but like I said, just do your job and that's it. It don't got to go nowhere beyond that.
So you're 50-50.
No,
You think
we should abolish this policing and start a new way.
But you're for the police as long as it's a better system, is what you're saying.
No, I'm not for the police. It needs to be something else now. The whole policing, everything that has police in it just needs to get out the way. It needs to be a new way of going about things.
So if you said you had kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have 4. Okay. If my daughter is raped, I need an officer that is willing to be my child's voice and hold the rapist accountable. Okay. I was raped. None of my family believed me.
How do they find I don't want to sound a certain way, but it's so crazy to me that they found 3 actually every woman that's in here right now that's talking was either molested or raped or something.
Yeah, what is going on? Well, besides the we talk about how weak these males out here are, and
Jesus.
There's a reason why we talk about intersexual dynamics and we talk about like dating and relationships between men and women. There is a reason that we talk about that. It's because we probably have to do a whole separate video on it, but it's literally because it's so important for males and men to understand more things about women and why they act the way they do. Because all these guys, when they get emotional, they can't handle themselves, and they must have sex. They must do something. They must get their revenge. So they unfortunately try to molest these women and little girls out here, which is extremely sad. I can never put myself in that kind of mindset because I'm just obviously not like that. But there's a lot of psychos out there, and the fact that they don't understand women and they're so thirsty and desperate and dumb, quite frankly, and emotionally unhinged, that they feel the need to go again to try to have sex with a girl that does not want them in any way, and it is criminal. And hopefully, because I know girls that I've been with that have been with by people they did not want to be with, and it hurts every time I have to hear that, and then I have to work my magic and make them feel better, but it's unfortunate.
It's so crazy.
It happens to a lot of girls out here.
disturbs
There's
me.
a lot of girls that tell me that they've been they've had some bullshit happen to them, and it's very
Yeah,
it's disheartening to know. I mean, there's so many people that I bet you guys see in your day-to-day life, and they're secretly doing these things behind the scenes, and they're just freaking.
And we don't even know about it.
Yeah, and how you can't really judge a book by its cover. How would you know?
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Unless if you've seen it yourself, like,
yeah,
how could you?
Well,
know?
you look at people's Twitter statuses from 2011. That's like the. But that's like the it's very sad. So just be careful who you know.
Yeah.
Be careful their behaviors, because people are
Some
weird
males need
behind
to
the
do
scenes.
better. You need to be watching our videos.
Absolutely.
Okay, nobody. But that one officer that I spoke to, that one cop believed me and made sure that everything was handled appropriately. And charges actually stuck.
But what's the odds of you getting that one cop? I've lost all hope in 911 and calling cops. I don't care. My community can take care of whatever happens that comes towards my family. And I do believe that y'all need a police in perspectives, but not how would I say? Not like the badge and the uniform ain't working no more.
We all agree that we need something better.
Nah, I don't agree at all, not one bit. I literally believe like that we should be able to take care of ourselves, fend for ourselves, I mean,
Oh no, here we go. This guy.
He's a loose cannon.
Yeah, he's a loose cannon cop or a loose cannon convict
Who doesn't play by the rules?
He doesn't play by the rules. Yeah, he just loves anarchy. He loves the chaos, and that's pretty much what would happen if there was no police force. Regardless of how you think and how you feel about cops, if there were no cops, shit would be fucking chaos, especially in cities, especially when there's massive amount of people in one spot, like in New York City, Chicago, Los Angeles, Miami, cities like that. If there were no cops whatsoever, all the cities would burn to the fucking ground. It wouldn't be immediate. It would not be immediate, but it will happen, and everything would be ash. I kid you not, because especially nowadays, how fucked like everyone is, how dumb people are, how emotional, especially men are. They will, do the stupidest things. They would pretty much be getting themselves in trouble, even though there are no cops, so they're just doing crazy stuff. Killing people, stealing stuff, whatever, X amount of things. It would create a vacuum, a power. Pretty much, it would create a power vacuum technically, and there'd be so much chaos everywhere that it'd just be unredeemable. Like you can't save it at all. It's just, and now I want to hear her explain how this guy is wrong.
So if you have a 3-year-old daughter that gets kidnapped or raped, your same situation.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna go.
He's gonna go Liam Neeson it. I will find you and I will kill you.
How is she gonna defend herself?
I'm gonna become an automatic criminal and probably face charges for taking matters upon my own hands. I'm gonna fall into the cycle.
And if you couldn't find the rapist or the kidnapper?
I mean, to be honest with you, like, I hate to put it this way, but I've been a victim of crimes that I've solved myself before you guys even got involved. And crimes have happened to me that I've delivered. Literally, I've handed cases to investigators, and I've done, my thing. I'm not gonna go out and shoot people. I got too much to lose. But I will do my job, and I will do what I gotta do because it's my stuff. My tax dollars are paying for you guys to do absolutely nothing. And when you guys are called, I'm gonna open a beer. I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna hang out. I'm gonna probably order a pizza. The pizza man will get there before you guys do. You're civil servants of us. When at what point did you go from serving us to harassing us? At what point did you go from serving and protecting us to making us inferior to you guys? At what point do we go from the people to, man, we're scared of you guys?
And I hear you. Honestly, I hear you. I hear everything you're saying. And,
I have a better.
and I'm
I honestly
sorry
have
you
a better
went
chance
through.
policing myself than I having call you guys.
Well, I'm
honestly.
sorry you went through what you did. Okay. I will apologize for us as a whole, but you can't judge all of us.
It's not just
by-
you guys. It's a whole history since you guys started. Like in 1777, when this country was built, there was no police.
I have trouble,
1776.
especially
Well, 1770.
I mean,
Well, 1776 is with the Declaration. So much. The country technically wasn't really formed until 1780 something, because
Yeah,
that's
there
when
was
the
some-
war ended, and then America was actually America. And the Constitution and everything like that was written and everything like that. But whatever. I want to hear what Doreen says, or whatever this guy's name is.
being a black cop is I have been through what you've gone through, yet when I try to be a better person, every time I talk to somebody with trauma like what you're saying, you judge me based off this, but then expect me not to do the reverse to you. And I don't understand where that disconnect is.
Well, the disconnect
If I were to treat you like, oh, this is a Mexican on the street, right?
all the time.
I don't know you, so I've never done that. So don't say I've done that, right? But if I were to treat you like that, it would be an issue. Why do you feel okay to do that? Hey, this is a cop. He's going to do the exact same shit everybody else did it before. That's not fair to do.
It's not, but it's not fair to come after me when I'm just driving my car.
I don't know you.
The Constitution says that I have the right to enjoy my roads that I pay for with my
It
tax
says you have the
dollars.
right to travel. It doesn't say you
Yeah,
have the
we
right-
travel freely. Travel
Travel
freely,
does not
that's the
mean
key
drive,
word. Travel
right?
freely.
Right. So you can walk wherever.
Okay, hold on. So, so the Constitution was written very vaguely because it's supposed
before
to be
cars.
It's supposed to be future proof. That includes like the Second Amendment, because automatic weapons were not created in 1776, and so the right to bear arms did not had it. So even with the increase of technology, people will still be allowed to own weapons, or legally, and also freedom of the press. It like the technology back then was someone on horseback delivering newspapers that were printed earlier that day on a printing press. Like now you get it all on the internet,
right?
Easily, quick. Like it's supposed to be vague to let technology do its thing and still be under its legal rights, because it's supposed to be vague on purpose. And so like the freedom of travel includes cars, includes trains, includes planes, bars, and includes boats. Like just it will include, usually it includes all of that.
Wherever you want to go, but you can't drive. That's under the California Constitution. But that's neither here nor there. But what I'm saying, I would never.
Pay attention, guys. I want you guys to pay attention, right? I want you guys to pay attention, because this is a big problem right here. And he claims that he's not a problem and he's in the middle. But let me point it out to you guys right here where the big flaw is. Every time that I've invoked my rights, this individual has chose to go around and still violate my rights. You guys notice that?
Okay.
The same persona, the same, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
And it's not.
Can we move on to the last prompt, because
Yeah,
it
let's-
feels like
let's
it's
go
not
to the
going
next
anywhere.
prompt.
Yeah, locking people up doesn't solve anything.
What is your opinion?
Locking people up doesn't solve anything. Wrong, because a lot of people have self-reflection and they change their ways and they find God. I mean, there's so many. So no.
Yeah, in my opinion, and again,
Get a lot of time to think. And
yeah,
the
because like
bars.
locking people up will do two. It can do two different things, and it depends on the person that you are.
And it depends on your personality type.
Locking someone up for whatever they did will either be one, exactly what Andrew's saying, gives you the time of reflection, being able to figure out that, what I did was dumb. I shouldn't have done it. I should probably not do it again.
Depending on the nature of the crime, of course.
I should move past this and become better. And then there's the second group of people that are going to be victims, and they'll be like, I shouldn't be in here, blah blah blah. I'm a victim. I'm what even when I get out of here, I'm still gonna do what I did because I don't care what you think because you're a cop and I'm me, blah blah blah. That's just you can never have a perfect thing because nothing is ever perfect.
Right.
And so locking people up might be good for some people, but it is not good for others. And that's just the sad truth of it. There's nothing we can really do.
Finally, middle ground. Punishment is the response to everything. By punishment, I mean throwing somebody into a system that
Consequences to their actions.
does not address anything, any of the issues that the person might have had, the communities have, people with substance issues, mental health issues, poverty issues. Let's be clear, poverty is a crime, right? But people are getting locked up for it because they're trying to manage and eat and survive and just do, and so we're not addressing anything that causes these ills. Okay, let's lock them up and throw away the key. That's the mindset. At least that's how we feel because we lived it and we continue to live it.
Yeah, I think we've gotten better.
And I feel like that's where now we're getting this middle ground and this understanding that it is not the way to do things. It is not the solution.
Right. I feel like we're getting the blame for it when it's a system as a whole. We don't have anything to do with what happens.
But you're part of it.
And we are part of it. Absolutely.
You're the root of it.
We absolutely agree on that.
You see, that's the thing that you guys say, oh, we're not responsible, but then you say that, oh,
well, I think what she's trying to say is there are people that are above them that either are creating these laws or creating the consequences to the laws. And so like, let's say stealing something from somebody can put you in jail for like a week.
Unless you're in California, you get no jail time and no one cares. You just walk out of Walmart with stuff. But yeah.
But like, what I'm trying to say is like, someone might put that in there, and then a cop is called for someone stealing, and then they're the ones that book you, but they're not the ones that created the time that you would be in there for. They didn't create that time. They're just doing their job to get you. That's all they're doing. That's their purpose. Then there's the prosecuting people and the judge, whatever, all those people. They are the ones that handle the amount of time and all those other things. And if that was maybe what I think what she's trying to say is maybe if that changes a little bit and fixes maybe the type of consequences people might get for certain charges, maybe if that changes and isn't, you just don't get locked up for something dumb, then maybe things might be a little bit better, and maybe certain things might change for the better. Who knows? But I believe that's what she's trying to say. But I don't think these guys are getting it.
we're not like this, but I mean,
no, we're
like,
responsible.
no one's taking accountability. That's one thing. I mean, you guys say sorry, you're apologizing for them, but where are they? Like, it's like we never see them.
You're the stage before intake. So you're the level before I go in. So when I'm put in handcuffs and going in, my last real human contact is with the person who put the handcuffs on me. And not once has anyone ever just had a compassionate, like, hey, I hope to see you make it out of here healthy, or, hey, you know what,
We said a visit's been 70% for God knows how long.
Like 80 something.
I'd say probably 80 now. In certain zip codes, in certain locations, it's probably even the 90 or 95%. So from a societal, point of view, absolutely. I think that, locking people up is not the key. As a matter of fact, all the prisons that they made in the state of California has been overpopulated for decades.
There's money in recidivism. There's not money in reformation. And that's the problem, is that you are trapped in a system, and so am I, where it's all about a dollar amount on me. And that's just what it is.
Like, when I got locked up, like, I went in for weed. And when I got out, like, in 2 weeks, I came out, like, knowing how to steal a car. I made more connections with more criminals. I learned how to make a shank. I learned how to hide stuff. Like, I became more criminal going to prison, going to jail. All these, like,
Yeah, and that's the problem. That's the problem that America made for themselves. They literally created hubs for criminals to become better criminals.
Yeah.
It's like think of that as like
So many
YouTube.
people
Think of that as like a big YouTube channel for criminals to be better at being criminals.
Yeah, there are a lot of people in jails who should just not be there for long. I mean, then there's some people who should be there.
Yeah, and those people that should be there for like a long time shouldn't really have much connection with other people.
Yeah, but it really does. It depends on what the crime you committed and all
Yeah,
that
of
kind
course,
stuff.
of course.
Are surrounded by other people that are doing even crazier stuff than just having weed. So it's like I came out worse, and each time I will go, I will learn something even worse. So it's like it just makes you even worse. Like,
Imagine like having a family for 13, 27 years, right? And then you come home and you're told you can't associate with them. Like, those are my friends, and they're home, I'm home. We've relied on each other. Violation, 10-day sit down. Oh, what's your name? It's all about the dollar amount. All my support is stripped because they're felons. What support do I have? Not y'all, not the felons. I'm in the middle line too. Who supports me? My job.
We need some help on both sides at all levels. Going back what you said about financials, yeah, it is. It's at the legislative branch that where they need to make these changes, and it's going to trickle down where it affects all of us on both sides. Definitely.
And we have not really brought the elephant to light in this room right now. This system is not ours, right? It was created before any of us here. Was designed to continue a form of slavery. Period. The vast majority of the 2.3 million people in American prisons and jails are Black and brown people. Period.
It's broken, and I don't see our generations being able to fix it. I don't see the next generation, but I will tell you, I will do my part as an individual to uphold and treat everybody with respect, as I'm sure all three of these guys can say as well. You know, I didn't know y'all from Adam. I don't know them from Adam, but here we are. We're having conversations, we're having debates, and I will still treat you guys all with the same respect.
And thank you so much, guys, for being here.
Boom.
Yeah, so I guess we'll go into some final thoughts about this. So yeah, it's very interesting. It's good that I agree we need to have discourse between all sides of all parties and get critical discussion so we can create some new ideas to make society a better place. I absolutely agree with that. Until AI comes, wipes us all out. But until then, I think it's good that we have good discourse with each other. And you know, it is true that there's a high level of hate towards cops, which makes their job even stressful, which then it's going to be more stressful for the people that they go after. So it's really a lose-lose. Our society is extremely emotional right now. We need to understand how to navigate that, and you have to be very calm. That's why I suggest practice stoicism. I think it's a very powerful tool. Be careful with your emotions. They can either bring you into a great place in life, or they will destroy you immediately.
Yeah.
So you got to be very careful. You know, there's a big hatred for cops right now, which is the reason I would probably not want to become a cop. I would rather be a commentator on the internet.
Yeah, it's all about, like Andrew was saying, like emotions, and the system in itself is just
Fucked.
messed up completely, head to toe, and it's been that way for a long time, and we probably won't see full change. Well, there probably will be change, but it won't really matter. Probably not even 100 years from now. They probably won't make a real dent until
Right.
like another 100 years, unless if we're all dead because, you know, other things that we can't fully control. But yeah, I don't, you know, and for the question of the video, are all cops bad? No, they're not. The ones that we see are the bad ones because they're the ones that everyone records. There are good cops out there. I've experienced a lot of good cops in a lot of times that I was pulled over for whatever specific reasons. And, you know, I never had a full issue with cops, really. Like, a lot of them wanted to try to treat me with respect. Sometimes I gave them respect, sometimes I didn't, but, you know, I guess it depended on what age I was at the time. But I don't believe that all cops are bad, but it's the system that's messed up. That needs to be changed. And if we can try to do something about it, that's probably going to be the best thing to do, is to try to do something, but also for other people to control and to focus on what you can do for yourself. and try to be a better person in that sense as well.
Yeah, we all have to try our best to try to make a change in society. We can't do it alone. Everybody needs to do their part, speak up, or try to make little actions in their life. At least improve yourself first, and then you can help others. So, guys, make sure you smash that like button. Let us know your comments below about what you guys think about the topic, and make sure you subscribe to the channel once again. And you can donate to the Cash App link in the description below if you guys want to support the channel. And with that said, we're going to see you guys in the next video.
See you around.
Woo!